No campaign ads tonight, no rallies, no debate stage. In a single 24-hour stretch ending Friday, 3 states moved the 2028 map fight anyway, and they did it with the 3 quietest weapons in American politics: a committee calendar, a judge strike, and a filing deadline. Georgia, Missouri, Maryland. Republicans pulling the levers in 2 of them, Democrats in the 3rd. If you want to know who will be voting on what machines, under which maps in 2028, the answer is being written right now, in rooms most voters will never see. So tonight, I am taking you into all 3 rooms. Room 1, Atlanta, Friday. A committee created by Republican lawmakers held its very first meeting on replacing Georgia's QR code voting machines, most likely with hand-marked paper ballots, which Democrats on the panel expect would be counted on optical scanners. Now mark the calendar, because the calendar is the case. Recommendations are due to lawmakers by January 31, 2027. The target is the March 2028 presidential primary. That means the hardware a swing state votes on in 2028 is being specified this winter. And the panel doing the specifying, all 9 members are white. Exactly 1 is a Democrat. Exactly 1 is a woman. Co-chair Victor Anderson defends the process as, quote, open, deliberate, and well-documented. Enter that in the record, and enter the roster next to it. Room 2. Jefferson City, Missouri, where the lever was a judge. Kansas City voters petitioned for a referendum on the gerrymander that dismantled their 5th congressional district. Secretary of State Denny Hoskins rejected it. The challenge went to court and drew Cole County Judge Cotton Walker, with a hearing set for Monday. And then, Attorney General Catherine Hanaway played Missouri's one-strike rule, the automatic right to remove 1 judge, no reason required. Strike granted, hearing canceled. That single procedural move can delay the case by about a week, and here the clock is the whole game, because courts face a September 8th deadline to change November's ballot. And the pattern is on the record. Across this litigation, Republican officials have now changed judges 6 times. The referendum side, 3. Room 3, Annapolis. And here, the parties switch costumes. Maryland Democrats passed a constitutional amendment that would exempt congressional maps from the state's own anti-gerrymander standards, clearing the way to redraw the Eastern Shore District held by Republican Andy Harris, the last Republican seat in the state, home to nearly 800,000 people. Late Thursday, the 7 members of the House Freedom Caucus, joined by Senate Republican leaders, sued to keep that amendment off November's ballot. Their weapon is a calendar, too. They argue lawmakers passed it after the July 1st certification deadline for ballot questions. Caucus Chairman Matt Morgan says, quote, Annapolis Democrats spent taxpayer dollars on a special session for one reason: to rewrite the Maryland Constitution and eliminate the last remaining Republican congressional seat. Governor Wes Moore, earlier in the week, cast it as the opposite, Maryland refusing to be caught flat-footed while Republicans engage in political redlining. 2 characterizations entered side by side. I am not adjudicating them. I am showing you that the fight is over a deadline, not a ballot box. Now, step back and look at the whole board, because the pattern is the story. 3 states, 3 different levers, 1 instrument. Procedure. In Georgia, the lever is a committee's specification deadline. In Missouri, it is a judge strike rule burning a court's clock. In Maryland, it is a certification date wielded against a ballot question. Nobody in any of these rooms is stuffing a ballot box. They are deciding, upstream of every ballot box, what the 2028 election will physically be, which machines, which maps, which questions voters are even allowed to answer. And notice who benefits: whichever party gets the rules locked before the voting starts. Republicans are ahead on that board in Georgia and Missouri. Democrats are playing the same game in Maryland. Fair shake, in full, because procedure is not a dirty word. Committees are how a state lawfully changes its voting machines, and hand-marked paper ballots are, in fact, what many election security experts have recommended for years. A judge strike is a legal right both sides hold, and the referendum side has used it too, 3 times. A certification deadline is a real law, and if Maryland's legislature missed it, that matters. Every lever in tonight's case is legal. That is precisely the point. The mapmakers did not have to break a single rule, because the rules themselves are where the fight moved. You do not need to allege a conspiracy. You need to read a calendar. So here is the verdict, and it is a homework assignment. The 2028 map fight will not be decided in 2028. It is being decided now, on 3 calendars you can read yourself. January 31st, 2027. Georgia's committee files the specification for the machines. September 8th, 2026. Missouri's courts run out of time to put the gerrymander on your ballot. And a July 1st deadline that already passed may decide whether Maryland voters get to vote on their own map at all. The ads will come later, and they will be loud. And by the time you hear them, most of this will already be settled. Watch the calendars, not the commercials. I'm Madeline, and this is Pixel Politics.